Rudy, as a testament to your legacy and the power vested in me by those in this room, I'm pleased to present you with your chair. Rudy Lamone. Thank you, buddy.
I don't really know where to begin, but I'm asking right at the top of the program here that you give me at least 2 chances at a Bubba Watson breakdown. You know who Bubba Watson is? Yeah, well, you remember that. Give me 2, and I think I can get through this thing. I really am deeply touched and honored and inspired by this recognition, and genuinely excited about the opportunities that this chair makes possible for the entrepreneurship programs at the University of Maryland. To be joined at this presentation by 2 of my very, very favorite students, Bill Mayer and Carly Fiorina, and 3 great academic leaders, in Dan Moat, and Britt Kerwin, and Ananda Lingam, is an extra special joy to me. Never in a million years would I have expected this tribute. Of course, at my age, I've seen it all. I've done it all, heard it all. I just can't remember the damn thing. So let's begin my story with my Italian immigrant parents. Sitting around a table of pasta one evening, talking about education, Mom said, "A formal education, son, will make you a very nice living." Dad thought a moment and he said, "Son, self-education will make you a fortune." Fortunately, or unfortunately, I followed my mom's advice. So here I am, folks. At the heart of academic excellence is a highly energized faculty that provides world-class education and research opportunities to an outstanding group of students, an outstanding student body. That's what it's about for me. Endowed and chaired professors really represent the backbone of the faculty here at the Smith School and provide important leadership for all programs within the Smith School. So these chaired professors are so vitally important to everything that we think and talk about in the academic world. So you can see why receiving what is considered to be the pinnacle award a faculty member can receive, why such an award given to a poor guy like me means so damn much. It is just wonderful, and I love you for doing it. The first person to endow a chaired professorship was Bill Mayer, whom you met right at the beginning. And Bill was very tough, you know. I just had to get down on my knees and beg Bill. And I did that in New York and first Boston, so it was somewhat embarrassing, you know, to be in this world-renowned bank, and all of his officers saw me get down on my knees pleading for some money for an endowed chair. But I did that. I needed an endowed chair in finance so that I could bring a person that I loved dearly and had gotten to know, and invited to Maryland to visit with us. He liked me, I liked him, but I didn't have any money to bring him here. He said, I'd love it here. If you can just get me an endowed chair, I'll come down. And so I went to Bill Mayer and said, Bill, please, give me a break, man. I'll never ask you for anything else. Just give me this chair. Only $1 million, you know, so what the hell. Now, Lema Sembet is recognized even today as one of the top dozen finance scholars in the world. He has been an advisor to the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, and the United Nations. I love this guy. Ethiopian, so we have dinner at an Ethiopian restaurant in Washington and an Italian restaurant. So I converted him, you know. He has to eat some of my stuff and I eat some of his. It was made for a wonderful relationship. And so that's what I think the Lamone Chair is all about, an ability to attract really incredibly wonderful people that I couldn't by myself attract. And so I think that's the real message here, the power of making a contribution that impacts not just Rudy Lamone, but impacts the whole school and the whole environment surrounding the school. These chaired professors are incredibly important to the life of any great school. Look at a great school, you'll see a great faculty of endowed chairs and professorships. So it's more important than I think people realize. And that's the important message that I want to leave tonight. Hopefully, you know, with all these many people, I'd never walk away from a crowd like this without asking for $2. And so I'm going to ask you to think about how important this tribute to me can be to everybody else in the Smith School. It is the difference between a great and absolutely excellent school. These kinds of little things, if you will, a small gift can change the whole complexion of what we're all about here at the University of Maryland. So I encourage you to think about that a little bit. We think this Lamone Chair, when appointed, will attract a very, very special group of students we call entrepreneurs. Those are my kids. Or as many like to say, the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the ones who say things differently, who are not fond of rules and have little respect for the status quo. These are my entrepreneurs. That's what I think about when I think of my entrepreneurs. Not your typical student enrolled here at the University of Maryland, but nevertheless a segmented but vitally important group of students to make up this university. Now you can agree with them, or you can disagree with them, I should say, but you can't ignore them because they change things, they push the human race forward. Those are my entrepreneurs. And unlike some folks who may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones that change the world. Those are my entrepreneurs. For 27 years, the Smith School, together with the Dingman Center, has delivered educational, training, and research programs to the entrepreneurial community worldwide. In many of these programs, we have partnered with wonderful colleagues in engineering and tech commercialization, life sciences on this campus. And we're just beginning to build that particular relationship in ways that I think will surprise you 10 years from now. I've never seen a group of people from disparate groups. You know, engineering deans never talk to business school deans for many, many years, and I was fortunate to have a person, George Dieter, who came here from Carnegie Mellon 20-some years ago to become the dean of the engineering school here. And in the first week he was here, he called me and he said, "Rudy, we need to get together." I thought that was really amazing that an engineering dean would call a business school dean and say, "Come, let's just sit down." And we did that. And it began a conversation week after week after week that I think was the most productive relationship that I established in all my academic career. And that's what I think it takes, you know, breaking down some of these smokestacks, as I call them, that keep people from interacting. We don't need to, you know, force an entrepreneurship program or tech commercialization program or any program on anybody because it doesn't work. Programs happen because people want them to happen. So you just can't force these kinds of things. And so I think that's what's happened here in that wonderful relationship that George and I started by talking, having lunch every week. We didn't care about whether, you know, it followed the rules of the university and what we needed to do to get together to talk. We did it because we felt that's what we had to do. So that's the kind of, I think, environment that I would love to see take place here. I want, you know, entrepreneurship is about, it's kind of a subversive activity. It's about creative destruction. You know, Schumpeter years ago said that's what it's all about. You just break down things and start over, innovate, build something new. And I don't think we celebrate entrepreneurship like we should. I don't think we celebrate creative destruction like we should. Wouldn't it be nice if every week on this campus you heard a couple bells go off someplace on the campus signifying that some student had broken the barrier, said the hell with those rules. I don't want to follow those rules because they don't make sense. I want to break down some of these walls because the walls don't make sense. Wouldn't it be nice if you just heard that coming from around the campus every day of the week? So I'm out here promoting, you know, celebrating the wonderful spirit of entrepreneurship. And you do that by letting the kids, every Friday, you know, we have something called Pitch Dingman here, started by my good friend, a young guy, you know, out of the MBA, didn't know a damn thing about it, but he knows. Asher, you know I love you, man, so. But he did it, you know, he did it. And we all love him for it because the impact of his idea to say every Friday between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, this is an open sort of notice across campus, wasn't anything formal. Hey guys, we're going to be here. If you want to pitch your idea, come over. No appointments, just come over. And let me tell you something. It is the most beautiful thing that you ever want to see or experience in your life. These kids who never come to anything show up at the Dingman Center office and they wait and sign up to come to listen to some of the people here at my Dingman Center entrepreneurs in residence who sit with them and school them and give them feedback on their ideas. It's a wonderful dynamic that I would love to see created and duplicated across this campus, and I think eventually will, because we have people now in leadership who really believe that we're onto something here, and we need to do whatever it is to make it all happen. After one of my, you know, I'm a musician, so I'm always thinking about songs, and there's a song about thanking everybody for providing the wind under my wings. and for carrying me along on this wonderful journey. Thank you very much.